Today, I'm joined by Adrian Kobsin. He's the managing director and owner of Wave-AVI, and they specialise in technical consultancy, luxury homes, and super yacht technology. So, welcome, Adrian.
Welcome. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the
Likewise.
invite.
Thank you for joining us. So,
Yeah, my pleasure.
Adrian, it sounds as though you've got, you work on luxury homes and super yachts. So, but tell us a little bit more about your business and what you do.
Yeah, it's pretty much interesting. As a little child, I was always thrilled by technology because I'm a 1980s kid, so you know how it feels now growing up with techies and electronics. My dad he used to be an electronic engineer, so you can imagine what was going on around my house. Yeah, literally, we started Wave as an idea to provide services and technology mainly for super yachts. But before Wave, me and my business partner used to work for some big companies in UK here, providing similar services. Yeah, we kicked off Wave in August 2022, and it's been brilliant. I couldn't imagine because literally we didn't do any marketing, just all of the clients and projects that just came by word of mouth.
So what type of things do you do in super yachts or
when you think about technology on a yacht or anyway, we talk about yachts. When you think about technology, you don't see only entertainment, because everyone knows about entertainment. When you speak to anyone and you talk, oh, what do you do for a job? Oh, I'm a Navy engineer. Oh, so you're the guy who hooks up TV on the wall? It's like, not really. It's a bit different. Okay. So on a yacht, you've got different systems. No, you've got audiovisual entertainment, you've got network, IT, telecommunication, security, lighting, navigation, automation system, like monitoring system, building management systems, which they all have to work together as a unit. Of course, there are some regulations which we have to keep in consideration. So we only tend to stick to certain technologies for when it comes to the yachting. When we talk about technology, as I said, it's all about entertainment mainly. So probably 99% of the companies out there, they focus on the entertainment of the owners and the guests. When you think about a yacht, you think about as a 7-star luxury hotel, floating hotel.
Yeah,
it's what they pay for. So you need to have the premium services. No, when it comes to entertainment, you need to have high-end audio, DJ systems. You think about when it comes to guests who charter the vessels, based, I think, mainly for a 50-meter length, because this is how they go for lengths. You're looking around between 250 and 300,000 euros per week for the charter. So they expect to have the best.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So yeah, it's a bit different than the residential and the commercial markets.
Great. Well, look, thank you. I get, yeah, like that's helpful just to understand. I mean, I'm sure what you do behind the scenes is very complicated, but for a layman like me, it helps me to understand, yeah, what your business does. And like, Adrian, I always like to go back to why people went into business, why they set up a business. So, you mentioned that you were an employee before of sort of various sort of companies. What was the main reason that you decided to set up your own business?
There are several reasons. I think I've always been a small entrepreneur all of my life. Not been a independent or a rebel, as you can say. But probably I got fed up of being controlled and managed or micromanaged by people or characters who they didn't have my experience, my knowledge, and tell me how to do my job. And then you can understand the concept, but toxic environment. you're okay, because if you love your job, you're okay. It doesn't matter who you work with, if it's a bad person or whatever. Still, you do your job because you like what you do, as I do, for example. So everyone around me, it's irrelevant. I'm just focusing on the project, deliver the project. But I think another reason is once deliver the project, you just get a well done, mate. Nice one. Because I was working for a big company, and I started as an AV engineer, and then as a lead, and then as a project manager.
Okay.
Because I speak Italian as well, I speak several languages. I was based in Italy for new build projects, and unfortunately, I got stuck during COVID. So I've been in Italy for 4 years over there, and I can say that we're talking about multi-million pounds projects. Now, I can say that alone, I managed to bring the projects to a handover stage. When everyone was panicking, how is it possible? How we do it? But it comes to you as a person. If you're organized and you understand and you see things widely, have an open mind, not a narrow mind, because I see many people with a narrow mind don't see the end product. You will succeed. You will do everything. Just be organized.
Yeah.
Have a good time management, and you can do everything what you want.
Okay. I get that. Yeah, no, absolutely. And how actually let's explore that a little bit, because how do you make sure that you've got employees that do that now that you're a business owner? How do you ensure that you've got employees that are taking that ownership and responsibility and looking at the big picture that you did back then when you were an employee?
Yeah, it's not easy because when you look at yourself as a business owner, you cannot expect that your employees will think, act, and react like you would do, like how you would have been on the field, and it's like, okay, I'm going to take decision. This is one key point which I noticed, that many people, they're afraid for responsibility. They're afraid to take that decision. So no, not my, I don't want to take the blame. Like, there is no blame when it comes, especially in business. Like, it's just a learning curve. We learn from our mistakes, in business, for example, as well. So yeah, I was always self-driven by my initiative, and I believe that every decision I took, it was in the goodwill and success of my projects, and that's why I earned myself a name that I know have many many friends, many people know me in the industry already.
So, so one of the key things I picked up there is that to ensure that employees take that ownership, that responsibility, see that big picture, is to create the right environment for them. The environment
Correct.
that they're not afraid of making mistakes.
Correct.
As long as they learn from those mistakes, that's okay. So it's creating that right environment. Great, I like that. Thank you for sharing. I like that.
It all starts from knowledge. Because we all have to train ourselves and learn.
Yeah.
A new skill. It's a skill. Everything is a skill. We learn. Even nowadays, I'm still studying. I'm still learning. And if you do your training, because I was a trainer as well, if you do your training in time, where you as an employee, or any employee, I get now a trainee, because we have a trainee program working for us. Like, I bring you on board. I give you all the tools. You have all the tools, open book. You have all the training that you have to do. Follow the training. In the same time, you have the systems which you can troubleshoot and learn from it. In the same time, you have another experienced engineers which you can talk to and get the knowledge. But unfortunately, the reality is not like that. That's why I was saying that, yeah, you cannot expect that, people think or act like you do. I was always enthusiastic about learning new things, new stuff. That's what I was saying. During COVID, I did things by myself. During COVID, I even took my captain's license because I was bored. So
That's where it comes down to recruiting the right people. And
yes,
I've got a philosophy of recruit on attitude, not aptitude. So recruiting people that share that enthusiasm to learn and want to develop. So focusing on those things will help to make sure that they fit into that structure.
Yeah, I kind of look for the people with more emotional intelligence.
Yeah, like it.
It's the way to go. Be more rational, more human, not working to a corporation type company where you have to follow the rules, follow the procedures. Like, no, you're open. Think with your own mind. Don't have someone else to think for you. And it's easy. It's simple.
And what would you say the biggest challenges that you've faced since you've been a business owner, Adrian?
It's competition, because the industry is very small and there is a lot of competition. Not only that, we are a small company in regards with other big boys in the industry, which I like to call them sharks. Whoever listens, they're gonna smile because they know what I'm talking about. Which they kind of tend to own the monopoly of a business. But there is so much going on out there that there is business for everyone. That's one thing. It doesn't matter if you're a big company or a small company or a two-man and a van, as I heard this term. There is business out there for everyone. So challenge this is just getting into it.
Yeah. How do you overcome that challenge that there's bigger businesses out there? They've probably got larger marketing budgets and that sort of thing. How do you?
Yeah, I don't do any marketing. I don't do any marketing. So when I started in 2022, as I said, I'm a very open and friendly person. And in Italy, when I was working in Italy, I set up a group for expats, because I do also rock climbing and some extreme sports, like ski. And I was organizing, rock climbing weekends or skiing or hiking up in the mountains in the Italian Alps. And I ended up to meet many people who they work in the yacht industry. It can be deckhands, captains, engineers, because the approach to the industry was like, okay, what can you bring in what the others can't? This is one question which I had, and then my reasoning was like, wait a minute, looking at the big boys, they are always getting business and approaching either the owners or the owners' representatives or shipyards or technical management companies. Because I don't have the networking on that level, I approached the guys who are looking after the systems, the engineers, the captains, even though they are not this key decision-taking person for a project or whatever, service contract, but they are the people who they are looking after the systems. So how do you get to them? Help them. So I have some friends of mine who they share my number on some WhatsApp group and Facebook groups, and I was being bombarded by phone calls and texts like, "Oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?" And I wasn't charging a penny, because I know what they're getting, what they have to do, and it's not easy. It's not an easy job for them. And yeah, this is how I started to make many friends, and then we started with a friend of mine is like, okay, my owner decided we're going to go for a full upgrade. Are you up? Sure. Let's go for it. And in meantime, also, in order to go into this business, you need to have also the right suppliers. Because if your suppliers, they don't help you, you don't do nothing. Like literally, you're going to go bankrupt very easy. So we work with some of the biggest suppliers in Europe, and dealerships as well. Last week you saw on our website that we opened another we have Wave-AVI in Netherlands. And recently, last year, we opened Wave-AVI in Thailand.
Yeah.
So we are kind of trying to cover worldwide.
Great. So again, like, the key thing that I picked up there was that, one of the things that you did to compete against those sort of bigger players was establish relationships with people within the industry, key contacts within the industry,
Right.
and gradually, build those relationships up. So yeah, look, a key thing in business, and like, great strategy to have. And if you could wave a magic wand and solve one challenge in your business right now, what would it be?
Oof. That's a tricky question. I don't know, maybe make things more easier. Administration, as an administration type, I'm perspective I'm talking about. I get many requests for, let's say, for proposals, and I don't get any response back after.
No, yeah.
So
Okay.
many people are testing the market, which I'm okay. But many people are doing, let's say, I'll give another example. You come to me and you're gonna tell me, like, all right, Adrian, I'm gonna build my super luxurious villa. Please write me a design, a specification, and see how we're gonna proceed. Great. I'm gonna start working on your specification and design for a month or two. Time. Then I present it to you, all happy days, all good, but you have a mate who's got another company. It's like, okay, and because he's your mate, you don't know me because we just met, of course you're gonna go and present my specification to your mate. And he's gonna go like, oh, okay, we can deal with that. So it happened to me many times where I had my designs passed on to other companies, and they took the projects and they made a mess, and after they came back to me to fix it. So if I had a wand, I would do this, like, stop behaving like child, just be straightforward, know what you want. Like, I have clients who I love them. It's like they literally know what they want. It's like, okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger on. Proposal sent, proposal accepted, invoice sent, invoice paid, job done.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, like it's a problem that a lot of businesses have in terms of, and we call it being a stalking horse. So
there is a term for this. I know there's a term.
So they already know, the other party might already know who they want to do business with. As you say, it might be their friend or somebody, but they have to get another quote to compare it against, or to demonstrate that.
Yeah, I don't want to be blunt, but also looking even at like government websites and government tendering systems. Personally, for me, it's a host. It's a host. I can't even compete on these contracts on tendering platforms because they're already done. So deals are already done.
Like, that's a key. There's a key art to making sure that you're not being used, that actually you are have got a probability of winning that, so interesting. Okay, so what would you say the biggest learning is since you've been in business?
Learning is I learned how to lose. I learned how to lose.
Tell me a bit more about that. You've learned how to lose.
Yeah, I just mentioned before, just losing contract just because my design has been passed on to someone else, or someone just took advantage of my good knowledge and passed it on to someone else.
So you've learned how to accept that and go, well, I can't win everyone, right? Let's
no. I'm very open and I never close myself. I always like, it is what it is. You got my number. Let me know when you want to talk.
Yeah, and I think, again, it's a really important thing, isn't it? Because, throughout business, we are going to lose out on opportunities. And we can get frustrated by that, we can get down by that, or we can just go, okay, no, that's okay, let's move on. And I love what you said earlier, Adrian, which is, there's enough business out there for everyone.
Please.
We've just got to make sure that we get our share of that business. So, and what would you say to anyone thinking of going into business, Adrian?
Be confident in yourself. Follow your instincts. Don't listen to family and friends, because sometimes you get family who they bring you down morally. It's like, oh, why would you do that? What would you do that? Like, I have some family, they tell me, like, oh, it's been 3 years, you haven't made any money. It's like, it's not about that. It's about growing. I need to grow. Because now what many people see is like, oh yeah, you're a business owner, oh, you must have millions. It's like, I'm not there yet, but that's the aim. It's
I like what you said there, Adrian. I'm not there yet. Which is great. That's a great thing.
I tend to keep a positive attitude and mindset.
Yeah. Great, and I think that's a really important thing, isn't it, to have in business, that positive attitude and mindset. And look, there's one question that I like to ask everyone that's kind enough to join me on these discussions, Adrian, and that is this: what is the best advice that you would give to an 18-year-old you?
Best advice: keep studying. Keep studying. Keep studying. Don't go to do electrotechnics. Move back to IT.
Okay.
Yeah, because I finished electrotechnics. I have an electrotechnic background, so yeah, I should have stayed in IT.
Okay, yeah, good advice to yourself there. Well, look, Adrian, look,
it's a bit weird, my life, because I lost my dad when I was 9.
Okay.
So I kind of grew up by myself because my mom was working a lot. So that's what I was saying. I'm a bit of an autodidact. I teach myself everything. So.
And so that's made you who you are.
Yeah. Even if I made good decisions or bad decisions, I don't regret nothing. And yeah, probably this can be an advice to whoever wants to start business. Doesn't matter what decision you take, good or bad, just take it.
Yeah, I think these things that happen in our lives, they can change us negatively or they can change us positively. How they impact us is up to us. That's we can't control what happens, but we can control how we react to it.
Yes.
And it sounds as though that since that, obviously, which I can imagine was just a terrible and awful sort of thing to happen, that actually that's made you who you are, and you're now a successful business owner looking to be even more successful. And I commend you on that. So well done for that.
Thank you.
And look, I really appreciate you taking the time to speak to me today, Adrian, and sharing more about your business and also your journey as well. So thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. I hope you get many other interesting guests for your podcast.
Thank you very much, Adrian.